Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk about 3 elegance mistakes. These are elegance mistakes that I have been sort of observing, and I do think that they are, this is a video that is a little bit more personal. It's meant to be like I am talking to you. I'm not talking to the entire world or all of YouTube, so take it or leave it. If you like doing some of these things, or if you think that these things are okay and they don't look any less elegant, then you have my blessings to do whatever it is that you feel best in. And so let's get into it. I have a video on how to look elegant for the body types, and it's a 1 hour long video where I go in depth about each body type and what looks elegant and what doesn't. And a lot of the times it can be very different depending on your bone structure. And so I do have that video. I will link it down below. Okay, but after that, there are some things that don't really fall into body types or color types. They're just kind of random things that I see around. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is the color red. Okay, now a lot of people will say that red is a classic color, and I couldn't agree more. I think red has a certain classic feel to it. There's certainly no doubt about that. But what happens with the color red sometimes is that it's also associated with more romantic looks, more sexy looks. And so if you are a beginner in terms of trying to look elegant and trying to look polished, if you're a complete beginner, I would actually recommend against wearing anything red. 9 times out of 10, if you take a red dress and you wear it, it's probably going to look more romantic and sexy, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you can look both romantic and sexy and elegant. No one is saying you can't. However, if you want your leading essence to be elegance, if you want the leading thing about you to be elegance, if you really want to look elegant and really primarily elegant and not really anything else, I would stay away from red, especially as a beginner. And in that same dress in red, if you were to get it in a pastel or if you were to get it in a light neutral, it would look way more elegant. And oftentimes things that just look normal or fun or sexy in a bright color or in red are going to look elegant in a light neutral or in a pastel. So I would recommend going for light neutrals and pastels when in doubt, okay? Again, this doesn't mean that all kinds of other colors don't look elegant. And you may have some questions like, well, what if I am a color type or a body type that looks better in contrasting colors? I don't look good in neutrals and pastels. Like, they really wash me out. And there is a lot of truth to this. In that case, I would recommend going for some color. Like, your pastels can be brighter if you look good in bright colors. Your darker colors can even be a dark emerald green, or it can be a dark purple or something, but really avoid, even if you are cool and bright, those ultra bright colors, unless you really know what you're doing, okay? Unless you really know what you're doing. The images that I had as examples, some people are wearing bright colors, but in general, I'm just saying, if you're a beginner, oftentimes if you look better in bright colors, you will also look pretty good in pastels. And for those of you who look good in contrasting colors, then go for black and white. Those are neutrals, or primarily black and white and maybe a touch of a bright color, like an accent color. But try to avoid, especially the color red. Other colors really don't have the same association, the same feel. They don't have the same sort of like sexy association that the color red can sometimes have, and can really read differently depending on how you're wearing it. Whoop. My notebook almost fell. I have notes. Depending on how you're wearing it, depending on the details of your look. So if you're a beginner, I would say stay away from red. I know it's a little bit controversial because I think a lot of people will say red is a classic color, etc. I would say stay away from red. So that brings me to the sponsor of this video, which is me. Okay, I'm the sponsor of the video. If you are resonating with this video so far, if you like the things that you see on my channel, a lot of things are in this spirit, sort of helping you achieve the look that you want, based on how you look like. Different people are flattered by different things look different on different people. I have a ton of videos on all of this, so take a look around my channel, see if you resonate, and if you are enjoying this video, you probably will enjoy the services that I offer. So I offer a body typing, I offer a color typing, and I also offer a full report. And that includes the body typing, the color typing, the essence, and a few other things. And so you can take a look at that, and I'll leave a link to all of those services down below. let's get back into the video. Okay, so red was the first thing. I would say red doesn't really look elegant sometimes. If you're a beginner, you can really make some, some things may not end up like how you want them to end up, may not look how you want to end up looking. Okay, so the next thing is, oh yeah, well, anything like, I think we all know this, but it's worth repeating. Any sort of like bra straps showing, again, do you have to look elegant? No. Do you have to look put together? No. I'm not saying you have to do any of this. I'm not saying you have to look elegant, and there are plenty of looks out there that are beautiful, just as beautiful, but they are just completely different. You can look grunge, you can look romantic, you can look, chic, you can look modern, anything like that. There are so many different looks out there. And so for some looks, that type of thing doesn't really matter, if you are going for a different look. And for some looks, it really can matter if you have some sort of undergarments showing or things like that. And it can really kind of make your look be a lot less polished without maybe you necessarily realizing why. Like, you can't put your finger on why. It could be just your undergarments. So I saw a video by a YouTuber named Beebs Kelly, and she has a great video on the details of undergarments and how to make them seamless under clothing. So I recommend taking a look at that. If you're really going after that elegant, polished look, the baseline always is that your undergarments really don't show. They don't show through your clothes, and they definitely don't show even out of your clothes, but they definitely don't show like out of your clothes. Like if you're wearing a tank top or a strappy dress or something, or a halter neck. A halter neck can really look elegant, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone wearing a halter neck and then the bra straps are showing, like a regular bra, not a halter bra, you see? And so yeah, that kind of stuff can really mess up a look, make it look less polished. And so that is something to avoid, any sort of undergarments showing. It's really worth mentioning. I think a lot of people know this, but again, I'm talking to you, like if you happen to be someone who just doesn't know this for whatever reason, I think it's something that people are a little bit shy to talk about sometimes, or they don't want to say like, that doesn't really look right. But again, I'm just talking to you like as your stylist. This is something that if this does happen to you, sometimes to a lot of people that doesn't look polished. If you don't mind it, even after hearing this, you have my blessings to wear it, of course. Wear whatever you want. I'm only telling you that can look a little bit not polished, okay? Okay, so the last thing, so the first thing was wearing red. The second thing was bra straps showing and undergarments showing in general. And the third thing is also a tiny bit, maybe some people would disagree, and that is things like clear plastic anything or plastic anything. You really want to go for things that are very timeless, very classic, and things that could have been worn a long time ago as well, things that are pretty timeless. So I know that some people would even think to wear shoes that have elements of like that clear plastic in with any elegant outfit. That can be done, of course. You can do that, and I think it would take a lot of skill to make something like that look elegant. I'm not saying that's not possible, but oftentimes it can be used in an elegant way. Like a clear plastic shoe can even be used in a very modern look or in all kinds of different looks. So this isn't meant to say that you could never wear them or something. It's just that when it comes to elegance, we are thinking about timelessness, and we're not really thinking about things that are like very modern. We're not really thinking about things like modern materials. We really want to go for natural materials. We want to go for very classic cuts, classic pieces of clothing that are timeless. And so along with that also comes, what is it now? Things that are, natural fibers. You want to wear natural fibers. Maybe you want to wear like faux leather or leather, whatever it is. And things that just look more like natural in general are going to look more elegant, you see. And things that are like fibers that look very artificial or anything like that can look not as elegant. The other thing, I guess this is kind of like a fourth thing, or maybe I should have put this with red. I should have put this with the color red, but the color red deserved all its own section, okay? Because everyone thinks it's classic, you know what I mean? So I think that if you're a beginner, you're gonna go for something red, and you may just be confused about why do I look, you know, not as elegant as I do, like sexy or something like that. So this really belongs in red because it's more of like a sexy thing to wear. Like, so the cheetah print, I would say stay away from the cheetah print if you're a beginner and you're going for an elegant look. Now, again, can a cheetah print look elegant? Yeah, of course it can. But if you are just coming here and, you know, you don't know where to begin, I would say play it safe. Always, when in doubt, play it safe. You know, and that kind of goes in line with sort of the elegance philosophy. You know, when in doubt, play it safe. You know, there's a lot more to elegance in terms of a lifestyle and a philosophy than only what you're wearing. And this kind of falls in line with playing it safe. You know, it's like you really want to go for things that are more understated. You want to be more discreet about things. You know, you don't want your bra straps to be showing. You don't want to wear something like a loud color maybe, or a cheetah print or something like that. All of these things can look good and they can be made to look elegant, but sometimes if you don't do them in a very skillful way, they can just look confusing or call too much attention to themselves in a way that's not necessarily elegant. So yeah, so I would say stay away from a cheetah print. If there are other prints, like any sort of animal prints, usually are not elegant. They're not going to look elegant unless, again, you really know what you're doing. So yeah, if you're just a beginner and you're starting out, here is my general advice. So stay away from red and go for pastels or light neutrals instead. And if you look washed out in pastels or light neutrals, you can go for, you know, some bright colors, or you can go for contrasting black and white. You really don't want to be going for like the color red though. The number 2 would be your undergarments. Wash your undergarments and make sure they look discreet. And number 2. Okay, and number 3 is stay away from things like clear plastic shoes, things like cheetah print, things like that may not be associated with like traditionalism. So sorry, that was meant to be like a summary, like a nice, non-confusing summary, but I messed up the numbering. But I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm saying, okay? So yeah. So I think that is it. Again, check out my video on elegant looks for the body types, because one thing that can look elegant on one person is totally not going to look elegant on another person. You know, it's completely different. It's just really interesting. And even though I've been doing this for years now, you know, I've been a stylist for years, it still shocks me to this day to see how extreme that effect is. So if you are someone who is very interested in elegance and interested in looking elegant, the one most important thing that you can do is probably dress for your body type. Aside from these obvious tips that I've just said here that really don't have much to do with body type, dressing for your body type is really going to up your skill in terms of looking elegant. So yeah, I'll leave that video, the link to that video below. So that is it, you guys. That's all I have to say for this. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Leave me some comments, leave some questions, and if you have any other ideas, if you have any thoughts on this video, leave them down below, obviously. And if you have any additional things that you feel like look particularly elegant or particularly do not look elegant and look like something else, like maybe more casual or more sexy or whatever it is, then leave those suggestions and comments and your thoughts down below. I'd be curious to know your experience. And that is it, you guys. I'll leave a link to my consults in the description as well. So if you are curious about getting professionally typed by me, you can take a look at those consults. And that's it. I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.